The sheriff confirms they have arrested Tiffanie Lucas and charged her with the murder of her 2 children.
A mother is usually the first protector against the tough parts of life, creating a safe and loving place. But when this role is suddenly broken in a violent way, it goes against these basic beliefs. It causes a lot of damage, hurting both the family and the community around them.
Boys! Peanut! What?
In November 2023, a terrible crime happened in a nice house on Bentwood Drive in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. 2 young boys, ages 9 and 6, were found badly hurt, and despite efforts, they died from their injuries. Their mother, Tiffanie Lucas, was arrested. It shocked the whole area. People couldn't believe it because they didn't see any signs that Tiffanie could do something like this. Turnt media showing you a horrible mystery of a mother who killed her own sons. Why she did this, we highlight all the circumstances. So stay with us. On Tuesday, November 7th, in Shepherdsville, Kentucky, a neighbor saw Tiffanie Lucas, a 32-year-old single mother of 2, looking upset. She was cleaning carpets outside her home on Bentwood Drive. When the neighbor asked how she was, Tiffanie said vaguely that she had a lot going on. The next day, early in the morning, the peaceful atmosphere was suddenly broken by 4 gunshots. They were all fired within just 30 seconds. Shortly after that, Tiffanie, visibly upset, went to her neighbor's house crying for help, saying, "My kids are dying." She collapsed in their driveway. The husband of the neighbor rushed into Tiffanie's home and found her 2 young sons badly hurt and bleeding. A gun was found nearby, believed to be the one used. Police officers who arrived noted that the injuries the boys had were usually not survivable. The children were quickly taken to Norton Children's Medical Center in Louisville. Doctors tried emergency surgery, but despite their best efforts, both boys died from their injuries. Tiffanie Lucas was interviewed, and according to an official, she said she was being controlled through the internet, possibly through Facebook and her Wi-Fi. She claimed this manipulation made her do what she did. Her statements are confusing and make people wonder about her intentions and mental state. Is she saying she was hearing things that weren't there, telling her to hurt her children? Or is she suggesting someone else gave her the gun and told her to hurt her kids? But people find that hard to believe. They didn't see any signs that she would harm her children. The community is devastated and wants to understand what led to this tragedy. Tiffanie Lucas, 32, originally from Chicago, had 2 sons, Jayden and Maurice, under 10 years old. Tiffanie and her sons lived in Bullitt County, renting a home. Tiffanie was very active on social media, where she shared many selfies and photos that showed off her fashion style and what she had. But the most common thing in her posts was her role as a loving mom. She often shared pictures of happy times with her sons, who always seemed happy and close to her, showing everyone a happy family. When Tiffanie was younger, she tried modeling. As she got older, she started her own business. In 2016, Tiffanie opened a store called Miss Tiff's One-Stop Shop. It sold food, tobacco, and other items. But even though she tried hard, the store didn't do well and closed in 2017. Tiffanie thought one reason for this was that Walmart had canceled plans to build a store nearby. She believed more people would have come to her store if Walmart had opened. Tiffanie was arrested for having drugs and admitted guilt in 2018. She spent 30 days in jail, as the court records show. Before this recent event, there's no record of her being violent or getting arrested. She had been working a job that needed her to work overnight, but we don't know much about what exactly she was doing. The next big event in Tiffanie's life was a very sad one. On New Year's Day in 2019, her father, John Lucas, who was 47 and from Crown Point, Indiana, died suddenly. This was a very hard thing for Tiffanie to go through. She was shocked and very sad. Tiffanie shared how sad she was and how much this loss hurt her in a video she posted on her Facebook page. Just 7 months after her father died, another hard thing happened. Darrell Howard, who was 38 and the father of one of her sons, was killed. Before Tiffanie could really deal with losing Darrell, her mom had a stroke and was found to have a tumor in her brain. These back-to-back losses deeply impacted Tiffanie's life. Her situation was really bad. Her utilities were turned off, and she had an eviction notice in her kitchen. For a young mom trying to pay bills, an eviction notice is a big deal. It's not just a piece of paper, it means her and her kids might lose their home soon. All these events and problems show how hard things were for Tiffanie, leading up to the tragic and unfair events that happened. She was influenced by auditory hallucinations to harm her children. Alternatively, is she hinting that someone else handed her the weapon with instructions to kill her kids based on published reports? She allegedly told the detective the shootings were accidental and that she inadvertently left a loaded weapon. During a court appearance on November 9th via video, Tiffanie appeared without showing much emotion. Even when Judge Jennifer Porter set her bail at $2 million, Tiffanie remained seemingly unaffected. Judge Porter set such a high bail because she was worried that Tiffanie might be dangerous to others. This shows how serious the charges against Tiffanie are, especially the 2 counts of murder. Judge Porter was also concerned that Tiffanie might have access to guns, so she made a rule that Tiffanie can't have any firearms if she gets out of jail by paying the bail with help from her lawyer. As the case unfolds in the Kentucky court system, many questions remain, including whether the death penalty will be pursued and details about Tiffanie's mental health and substance abuse. Additionally, a custody dispute involving Tiffanie and her son's paternal family adds complexity. Despite their concerns, it's important to let the legal process determine the facts. The situation with Tiffanie raises concerns about how Child Protective Services handled her case. People are wondering how they pass out with reports about her, especially after her drug conviction, and why she still had custody of her kids. Families and the community are waiting for answers and hoping for justice. This case makes people question how well Child Protective Services work in our community. In the end of this story, Tiffanie's case sheds light on the complexities of personal struggles and the challenges within the child welfare system. While understanding her circumstances is important, it doesn't excuse her actions. As the legal process unfolds, unanswered questions remain, leaving families and the community seeking justice and hoping for improvements in child welfare services. Hope you like and understand what we reveal in this video, so press the subscription button of Turnt Media. Thank you.